All right, guys, so a lot of you were having issues with the problem set from yesterday. So I'm just going to go over it together. Please have it in front of you and check your answers, okay, and correct it if it's wrong, okay? So the first number one said Shelley compared the number of oak trees to the number of maple trees as part of a study about the hardwood trees in a woodlot. She counted 9 maple trees for every 5 oak trees, okay? Later in the year, there was a bug problem and many trees died. New trees were planted to make sure that there was the same number of trees as before the bug problem. The new ratio of the number of maple trees to the number of oak trees is 3 to 11. After planting new trees, there were 132 oak trees. How many more maple trees were in the woodlot before the bug problem than after the bug problem? Okay, so we're going to make 2 sets of tape diagrams, one for before the bug problem and one for after the bug problem. Okay, I'm going to label maple and oak. Okay, and before the ratio was 9 to 5, as we see here. Okay, so I'm going to make a tape diagram with 9 units. Okay, and one with 5. Okay, and then after the bug problem, the ratio of maple to oak was 3 to 11. Okay, so I'm going to make 3 units for the maple and 11 for the oak. Okay. All right, so now I said after, the keyword here is after planting new trees, there were 132 oak trees. Okay, so we know that after they planted new trees, there was 132 oak trees. Okay, so we need to figure out what's going to go in each of these units. Okay, so how would we do that? We would divide. So we're going to divide 132 divided by how many units there are. There are 11 units because our ratio here is 3 to 11. Okay, so 132 divided by 11. 11 goes into 13 once. We subtract this. We bring down the 2. 11 goes into 22 twice. So 12 is going to go in each of our units. That means that 12 is going to go into each of the other units. Okay? Because all the units are equal. So it says, how many more maple trees were in the woodlot before the bug problem than after the bug problem? Okay, so we have to figure out how many maple trees there were before and how many there were after. So we know that before there was 9 units, 12 in each unit, so 12 times 9 is 108. And then 12 times 3 here is 36. So now it's asking us how many more were there in the woodlot before than after. So we have to find the difference. When we find the difference, you subtract. So we subtract 108 minus 36. Okay, and then we just do the math. 8 minus 6 is 2. We have to borrow. 10 minus 3 is 7. Okay, so our answer is 72. There was 72 more maple trees in the woodlot before the bug problem than after the bug problem. Okay, that was number 1. Let's move on to number 2. Okay, number 2 says the school band is comprised of middle school students and high school students, but it always has the same maximum capacity. Last year, the ratio of the number of middle school students to the number of high school students was 1 to 8. Okay, and this is last year, 1 to 8. However, this year, the ratio of middle school students to the number of high school students changed to 2 to 7. Okay? Okay, so those are our two ratios. We have to make our tape diagrams. Okay, one is for middle school with 1 unit. One's for high school with 8 units. Okay, and then for this year, it was 2 units for middle. And for high school, it was 7. Okay, so it's asking us, this year the ratio of number of schools is 2 to 7. If there are 18 middle schools in band, middle school students in band this year, okay, so these two have to equal 18. How many fewer high school students are in the band this year than last year? Okay, so we have to figure out what's going to go in each unit. If we know these two units equal 18, then 18 divided by 2 is 9. 9 is going to go in each unit. So that means 9 is going to go in all the units. Every single one of them. Okay? So, how many fewer high school students are in the band this year than last year compared? And so how are we going to figure that out? We are going to figure out how many high school students there are this year. So there's 7 units here. 9 times 7 is 63. Okay? And 9 times 8 is 72. Okay? So how many fewer high school students are in the band this year compared to last year? We have to do 72 minus 63, and we get 9 students. And that is our answer. All right, guys, that's the problem set. Go ahead and watch today's lesson.